We good?
Where do I face? Both cameras.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers. Irini sungula kahle. Dumisan Shibongo, Baloi, Kalanga, Munyayi, Chilava Olol. Hina bakuchava kurema ithembe kutshovela swa vanhu makhanzi ya sinya a chika iravi ndzi mutsonga mchangana mutsonga wo chava kutsongola xa munhu ndzi ntukulu wa gwambe na dzavane swihluke swa ngungunyana hosi ya vangoni. As we told you, ladies and gentlemen, itaba ri karhi vulavula na Xolani Wale Kenhook. Aren't you gonna steal my shine?
I'm a child. Ndaringeta could call as and when we go along.
Right. Hayi pfukile ngongweni.
Namen.
Yingisela se iri pfukile imutsane ikanipfukile na. Nje it won't end in tears kokwana
Of joy.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's Xolani Wale Kenhook, Xolani Ndlovu. And then let us just get to know this gentleman. It's hashtag 60 minutes with Didi, hashtag equality dating, hashtag kuna mehe na Xolani. That's why kutananzika. Yeah. So Xolani.
Yeah, Didi.
Before blah blah blah, can you just greet my people?
Riperile valandzeri va Didi, vaseketeri va Didi. Iva bukheli kumbe iti viewers kumbe vaingiseri.
Mina weta vana kinga because tolele vaingiseri.
Yeah, so yeah. And thank you so much for having me. I feel very honored kuba invite even though I'm the one who's hosting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's an honor, you know. And there's this saying that people like saying go sometimes varvanu vanikwati flowers logo so it really is an honor because no one has ever done this kind of thing. You know, so I'm very excited to have been invited to be part of this show, and hopefully the Shangata show will be of good use to your followers or your viewers or your listeners.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for that warm welcome in your house. You welcomed us. Ladies and gentlemen, let us get to know this gentleman. Whenever they say Xolani, Iman, take us through where you grew up, when did you matriculate, if that's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Xolani was born and bred in Ekonhoek.
Okay.
The year was 1985. I think it's Walo Hospital. The early years of my life in Kuleleka Vakokwanome Akotindale, Kangonyama. That is from the year 1985 until 1989.
I think that's not a
Logo ni 4 years, soon to 10-5. I relocated from Cottondale, Masaida Moses to Upper Cottondale, Lagunga Kankomo, where is my paternal side of the family, Kandlov. So, for the most years, we stayed there until we relocated to Ekonhoek in 1996, 1997. I was 12.
Okay.
So I think those years of my life are pretty much the years that shaped me to become the person that I am today. I grew up around such a loving big family, both from my father and my mother's side. The opportunities that were presented to us were in such a way that everybody was given freedom to express themselves the way they want to follow any sort of career that they are interested in, and furthermore grow to become the individuals that we've all grown to become. Because I to say no, you can do this, no, you can't do this. So my early schooling in only Pukani primary crash before you were primary, I think, or was it ever primary? Pukani crash I released bedlele la kungale kambili kwini xikolo lexi xi nga la tlhelo ka Tintswalo hospital not Chopiano.
Oh, the other one.
The primary.
Okay, I don't know the name.
Akuri Pukani.
Okay.
So Akuri crash. That's where I started school, and then from there Mgidi le Cottondale. I went to Drakensberg Outgrade. And then from there, came Timbawati to finish my grade, standard 5, grade 7. And then from there, near Moses, and then near Northern Academy in Petersburg, and then returned back to Moses, and then eventually matriculated in the year 2002. In 2002, matriculator, I went to Pretoria to pursue what at that time I thought was going to be a career in communications. But because as much as I'm really passionate about communications, it wasn't necessarily streamlined towards my interest, because communication is broad, and I wanted to be in the entertainment side of the communication. So I felt like that was too formal for my liking. And then ni switch to performing arts, something which I did after I took a gap year. So in the formation of my in the early formation years of my life, say my teenage years, from the year 99, when I was 14, until maybe the year 2002, 2003, I was involved the community project, Love Life. So Love Life had a program where young people between the ages of 12 and 17 were given an opportunity to train as professional radio broadcasters. So that's how I developed an early interest in the broadcasting space. That's how I got to do the kind of work that I'm doing today. So from the age of 14 until maybe the age of 18, that was pretty much what consumed my life.
That today we call you Xolani Walekeno.
Yes.
Beautiful. From what I'm hearing, you've just said that your family was that kind of a family that they let you do whatever that you want to do. So could John say in as I believe you are to be a father, or you're a father. We're still gonna come. Oh, you're a father. Understand. So could John say in growing up to that kind of a family where they let you do whatever that you want?
The power that lies with choices is that whoever was responsible for that choice is the same person that will have to see that choice through, and will be the same person that will have to be present for the day one needs to account to say, cool, but the way I'm gonna take a decision, and then why are you now coming back to cry foul? So I guess that sense of freedom comes with responsibility, because if you're given such a responsibility, leeway to say, oh, you can do whatever you want to do, I'm gonna blame him. Should that come back and materialize? Or in the same breath, with that comes the responsibility of having to make it work, because I'm the one that had to convince my parents, this is what I want to do. So for it to not work out would have been like some sort of shooting myself in the foot type of thing on my part, because I would have pursued a career which I in a dead end, or which led nowhere. So because I had this dream of pursuing a career in the entertainment industry, I had to follow it through to make sure it happens according to how I see it. Because as much as I say we're given freedom to do what we want to do, at the end of the day, my line of work was unfamiliar to my parents. So there was only so much support that they could give, you know. Beyond that, I had to go the extra mile. I had to carve my craft. I had to develop my interest and make sure I position myself to a space where we'll say carved a way for me to be where I am today.
Before you get into the level you've mentioned that you were involved with Love Life, but I believe going to work for SABC, it's something that it's huge. There are steps that you have to go through, which I believe, unless if it was simple for you, but what are those things that you faced during that road before you get to SABC?
It was never simple. It could look simple for the person we ahlangana this interview right now, or ahlangana me in the space that I work in right now.
Yeah, take us through that.
But the journey has been this journey since the age of 14, like I'm saying.
Yeah.
So meaning go from the age of 14, I've been aligning to my destiny since the age of 14. Meaning that from the age of 14, I've been trying things that could have never materialized up until Ndafika la Ndafika go. I'll take you back. My journey started, officially on radio at the age of 15. In the year 2000, at the age of 15, that's when I was officially trained to start working towards a radio career. So meaning from the age of 15, I've been dreaming and wanting to be in spaces that I still dream to be in. I'll give you an example. When I first sent out my demo tape, I got to Mungana Lonene FM. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My first demo tape, I sent it out to Metro FM and YFM. And yo 2001, 2004. I mean 2001, 2002. And the funny thing about that is that, for instance, with YFM, I had a keen interest because it was a youth station, and because of the Love Life involvement, we had gotten somehow exposed to their level of radio, their level of cool, and for what they were back then. And for a station like Metro, my interest was mainly based on the fact that it was a national radio station. Though I was young and I'm gonna say 18 years, you know. So, funny enough, years down the line, I did get an opportunity to work with YFM.
Okay. Didn't know that. Yeah.
But with Metro, for instance, it's something that maybe will still happen.
Okay.
No ring my radio journey, how it started out.
Yeah.
So, in those years again, I remember I was 18, or I had just turned 18. My first audition, Kamungana Lonene, was when I had just turned 18.
Okay.
They had a national talent search which involved them, or had them going around the communities, and then they landed Kopala Love Life Econo as one of their audition legs. And then when they came here, I tried out, and it didn't work out. Was one. And that was at the age of 18. By luck, or because of persistence, and because of 3 years down the line, when I turned 21, I joined the same station that...
Okay, you were 21?
When I first joined Mungana Lonene FM, as one of the youngest producers to ever be signed on the radio station. So, pretty much that. I'm not sure. You did. What
I want to check, it's as much as you mentioning and everything. One thing that I would love to know is for you to challenge that young one, got that journey, and so on. And what can you tell that young person who wanna pursue something before we go to the other side? Because when you ended up getting it.
There is a Zulu saying that goes, "Why Susuzo a man?"
Okay.
Like that's how blunt I'm going to put it, because and same ku ungecontrate inyoshi ungadimeli kudakhuluma kufika kupeni. You know, so if you truly believe in something, that thing should be something that comes from within you, and not be fooled by the fact that Didi or Tolani is doing this, and then as a result, I think it's easy to attain, or I think it's easy to achieve. So look deep in yourself to really get to a conclusion. What you set out to do is really what you want to do for the rest of your life. There's going to be a lot of disappointment. There's going to be a lot of promised callbacks that never materialize. There's going to be a lot of sleepless nights. There's going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. There's going to be a lot of backstabbing. There's going to be people that you trust so much that will in turn disappoint you greatly. You know, there's gonna be people that promise you things that they don't deliver on. So what's key for you to know is that you're all you have. Your dream is all you have. No one can believe in you unless you believe in yourself. It takes you to believe in yourself for the next person to buy into the idea of what you want to do, or what you say you are capable of doing. You can really do that. So I'm no expert when it comes to how one's life can be carved out. But what I know for sure is that without you believing in yourself first, there's really so much the next person can do. So believe in yourself. Break the barriers that are limiting you into attaining your goals. I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker or a philosopher, but it all boils down to that. Because and I mean, especially in spaces that we exist in, like where a career in the entertainment industry seems like it's far-fetched. Most of these things happen in the so-called big cities, Joburg, Cape Town, Durban. And then obviously there'll be people that will try to get you down. You know, people who will laugh at the journey, because the journey is not as glamorous as the end result is. There will be moments where you'll be forced to stand with people who know you, or that kind of thing. Maybe there's a promotion, and for them looking at such a thing from the outside, it looks like you know what I mean? You know, there'll be moments, and some of this, and some of these promotional gigs, because you're starting out, you'll get the lowest of quality events, which will also make you question so, but because you know and what the end goal and the end result of that thing is, obviously you'll live it through, you'll see it through, you will make sure it happens at the end of the day.
I get it. Anyway, wherever you are listening, watching, wherever you are, it's
tea is good.
It's good. But anyway, if you want to print your t-shirts, you can always go to Byte Printers. They are based in Akonuk. They do company registration for 490. Name change of company, it's 1,000. Car branding start from 2.5 up until 12,000. T-shirt printing start from 30 rand up until 140. You are mentioning
I mean, you can also buy Keno.
We're still coming to that. You've just mentioned people gonna laugh at you and while you're doing that. Do you want to tell people that are watching us now that that's where you have been before, and how did you
obviously that's where I've been. Those that know me, I think I'll forever be grateful for the fact that when I moved to Ekonuk, it was around the time things like Flex City were being developed. Areas like the filling, not the filling station, the meat market there by the taxi rank, where now is Le BJ. So Wo Plaza also used to have like a lot of promotions. And this is before Love Life kicked in. So in those years, those spaces were spaces that I existed in because of my interest in the entertainment aspect of communications. I had a keen interest in that from such an early age. I remember my brother and I, Sakile, used to go, China, Little Lorin, they did the promotions for Coca-Cola, you know, and that was, looking back now, that was preparation for bigger stages because you start off on small stages only to end up bigger platforms and stages. So that was preparation for me to be able to be comfortable around the stage. I didn't know it as that then, but looking back now, it is what it is, because if I've been getting on and off stages from the age of 15, now I'm turning 35 in 10 days time. So it means we are talking 20 years worth of stage presence.
Beautiful.
20 years worth of self-actualization. If at the age of 15 I knew that my life revolved around stages, or even though I might not have known it vividly, but to say that 20 years later that is still my life, then it tells you a story or teaches a lesson about what preparation is. You know, so also always be aware or always be cognizant of your surroundings and whatever that is around you that you can take advantage of at that point in time. Don't look back or don't shun away from it. Rather embrace that and explore it and see how far that can go.
Beautiful. I think, guys, you're learning something, that whatever Xolani is having today, or whatever stage that you've once saw him, it started 20 years ago. So I believe even you can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to pursue a career in customer service, consultant, a receptionist, a salesperson, and call center, we have them now. For these ones, they can help you increase your chances of getting employment. Duration yaku Jonza, it's 10 days theory and 10 days practicals. Tuition fee na registration fee, it's 4,500 rand. Requirements takona, it's only grade 12. You can call them at 011-394-1424 kumbe 076-782-8378. Hurry up, space is limited. You just decided to advertise your brand in my space.
Shameless plug.
So
you still, in there.
That's what I said, understand that you're gonna steal my shine. So you're doing that. Take us through, how did that came, and what is it that is so important when you came up with that brand, Kenhope?
I am big on local pride. I am big on not hiding where I come from. I believe you're as strong and powerful as like you're as strong and powerful because of the people that support you.
Guys,
and logo unga support from home, for instance. Sometimes it's difficult for people from foreign parts of the world or foreign parts of the country to embrace you, because people like associating with things that shouldn't track record. So what was important for me when I decided to incorporate Kenhope as part of my name was local pride, a sense of local pride. To say, if every time my name is mentioned, whether it's on the radio, whether it's printed on a magazine, or it's printed or it's being said, for them to say my name, it must always carry where I come from. That I've always had an agenda to make sure it is my responsibility to break away from the shackles of shame where a person comes from shouldn't define who you are.
Okay.
Because if you look at Econoc, as much as there's recent developments that could position us better than other communities, from back in the day, there was a lot of shame associated to Econoc. Econoc was notorious to be violent, to be a place like a lot of crime. But we have since changed the face of that perception to say, as much as that was our story back then, I mean, now, if you say Econoc, people will quote the likes of Dr. Ruel Khoza.
Yeah.
You know, if you talk about Econoc now, people will quote the likes of the soccer player Wakamanzini who stays up the road.
Yeah, yeah.
When you talk of places like Econoc, people will talk about
Golan.
Even there.
Exactly.
You know? But it doesn't end there. So I understood if I was going to ascend a bigger stage, for me to have support from Gaia, it was important to carry my local pride with me to a bigger stage. And then because of that, later came about Kenhook, the brand, which is an extension of my name. So instead of calling this Olanwale Kenhook, it made sense. People, it made sense for me to name it Kenhook, so that everybody can have that sense of pride about where they come from. You know, you can wear a trendy T-shirt, which is 250.
Hey man, nah. You're gonna pay for that. You're gonna pay for that advertisement. You know. I think you understand what I'm talking about.
You know, and with so much pride, because you understand what the brand represents. It represents local pride. But it's not only about just the T-shirts.
Yeah.
For me, the Kenhook brand exists to explore a lot of business avenues that I hope one day will be a source of incomes to a lot of households around Econoc. Will be used as a hub for people to use the Kenhook brand to hop on to further develop whatever businesses that they want to do. You know, we've got so much planned for the Kenhook brand. Currently, the stage that we're currently on is merchandising, which is currently the T-shirts and the tracksuits and the hoodies. But we want to expand the brand to get into beverages. The next step is producing a local beer that we think has got the market, because people around here, but so why not introduce something that has got sense of local pride. We want to play in the multimedia space. We want to be known as one of the biggest brands to ever come out of Bushbuck Ridge. You know, in a few years to come, I would love for us to be sitting here, or and then I'll be telling you about what Kenhook Media has done. You know, would like to get into the manufacturing of mpupu, maize meal. Would love to get into the manufacturing of things like peanut butter for the locals. So there is a bigger plan. And for the plan to work, it needs for us to support each other. It needs for us to understand that without a sense of pride about where you come from, you are easily an extra in spaces which are foreign or unfamiliar to you. Yeah.
Joe,
those are the kind of things that
whenever we look at
like to do.
Yeah, we look at Xolani working for SABC Mungana Lonene. We thought, no, it's okay, everything is okay. Maybe like resigner, that's why he's saying
no.
You wanna another media house.
And that's the thing. It's not about go resign or because I don't wanna lie to you. The SABC affords us an opportunity to reach a lot of people.
Okay.
The South African Broadcasting Corporation is one of the biggest.
It's how many millions?
Broadcasters.
How many millions?
A lot of millions. I can't even say them from the top of my head. So it won't be wise for me to move away from a platform like the SABC.
Okay.
Not now anyway.
Yeah.
Because like I'm saying, go. It affords me an opportunity to reach like a bigger audience.
Yeah.
So
I think Xolani, before we get too much into details, I wanna come back to SABC. Then we talk about you and what you do at SABC. Let's go. Yama Vengele. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to design posters, you can always go to Goldea Media. They are based in Tulamahashi. They do poster designs. Xolani distracting me. Custom made magazine, newsletters, photo editing, book covers, video editing. You can contact them at 081 31 321 999. That's where you can get them. Goldea Media, they are the ones who made the poster that myself and Xolani during the course of the week. Take us through. You were about to tell us they are giving you an opportunity. While they're giving you an opportunity, I want you to take us through. It's a competitive platform. How do you keep up for so many years that you've been working with them? And you take us through whatever that you wanted to tell us. It's a competitive one.
It's actually not a competitive platform.
Okay.
What makes it competitive is when you start comparing yourself to the people that's around you. Like I said earlier on, I am in love with my career.
Yeah.
My career and I were destined to be together.
Beautiful.
So I don't look at you or look at the guys that I work with as competition.
Okay.
Because my career is my destiny. And the relationship that I have with my career is that exists between myself and my career.
Okay.
There is no one that can come in between the relationship that I have with my career. Whether it's on a platform like the SABC, whether it's on a platform that is outside of the SABC, my career and my career objectives will forever remain. If I start existing in spaces that allow me to compete with the individuals that are around me, then I'm selling myself short, because then it means I have to start operating with your strategy.
Okay.
The minute I start competing with you, I limit myself to achieving what you are capable of achieving. What if your goal was to become a radio presenter? And
I think you should repeat that.
Because then it means that mental operator, your goal structure. So, Nari Xolani, if I'm competing with Didi, I'm not Xolani anymore. I've camouflaged as Didi. So, what's important for me is to focus on my destiny, which is my career. Not the person that I work with, not the person that is currently occupying my dream job. That is not my competition. But my dream job is my destiny. That is what I'm here to do. If, for instance, let's say, hypothetically speaking, my dream job is to work for Hot 97 as the breakfast host of that show. It's not to say that the current person who is hosting that show is my competition. No. That is not my competitor. That is the person that is currently occupying the spot that exists for me to occupy. So I should never try to sound better than the person that currently occupies the space that I dream to occupy. However, I should work hard enough to be good enough to occupy that position. So it should never be about the people that exists in the space that you're in. It should be about the relationship that you have with your career and your destiny.
Joe, nsure.
That is what's important.
Nsure.
I don't compete. I don't exist in spaces that require me to compete. I remove myself from competitive spaces because I don't want to push agenda. Influence your way. And not to say that I don't aspire to what other people are doing. I do draw a lot of inspiration from different people. But that should never sidetrack me to reaching my goal. I should never look at you and think you're my competition. I should never look at anyone for that matter and think they're my competition.
You
get what I'm trying to say?
Sure. I think this is a motivation that I've never had in my life, Yago, because one push agenda here and everything. So I think people needs to learn that you must not push your agenda at work. You work as a team. You working with
DJ Brian and Conizer, and I say it to those that are around me a lot.
How do you work with such big brands?
I grew up in Sele Koni on Top 20 and the Breakfast Show, Nati Drive Show Tamgana. I grew up listening to DJ Brian Kavan Tawashleva, the Breakfast Show, the Afternoon Drive Show Tamgana. So for me to be the brains behind a show that they both do as some of the biggest brands to ever come out of Mungana FM, to say it's not an honor, I'd be lying to myself. Yeah, because what it confirms or what it affirms, one's dreams are valid.
Yeah,
one's dreams are possible because in the formation of my radio career, I looked up to them.
Oh, beautiful.
I listened to them. I called into their radio shows. I remember I've got recordings. That the cassette where the recording started the top 20. I would listen to Connie record some of the music because back in the day we couldn't afford to buy music. So that was piracy, but I guess that was what it was at that point in time, and I've got recordings of instances where I had been featured on Brian's shows, or called in on Brian's show. That's how keen I was to be part of this. So for me to then produce a show that they host and also share Moyanavo, because I also do traffic on the Breakfast Show. I also do commentary here and there. It's a dream come true. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and think that is not a big deal. That is the biggest deal that has ever happened to my life. Because currently the station boasts over 1.2 million listeners, and of those 1.2 million listeners are listeners that listen to us every morning from 5 until 9, because we are the first show that comes on that radio station. It gives me so much pride and joy to know that I'm part of a winning formula. I'm part of a winning team. I'm part of a team that has got years and years of radio experience and legacy behind them. And I'll forever be grateful for an opportunity like that. It was presented to me, and at a very young age in my life. And I say young age because when I was given an opportunity to work at the SABC for the first time, I was only 21, and I was thrown into the deep end to produce the breakfast show.
Yeah.
So that will forever form part of my legacy.
Yeah.
That will forever form part of who I am and how I choose to navigate around the media space.
Beautiful.
Because of how the opportunities are represented to me from an earlier age.
Mingser, we're talking to Ante Mingser. We're talking to Tolani Wale Kenhook. Ile Kenhook namuhla kwa live lola kako. So we're getting to know this gentleman. I think you're getting to know much about his story and how did he come this far. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want
anyway,
to take...
And I'm not far as yet. I'm not far.
So we disturb advert,
no, before we get into the ad.
We disturb advert,
I think let me just clear this before we go into the ad.
I said that this will end in tears.
I promise you, this is the first and the last time I do this. I'm not far. I think I'm at the beginning of my career.
Can I continue with my advert now?
No problem.
If you want to take your girlfriend, your wife, or you want to see your nails beautiful, you can always go to Beauty 1360. They are based at Manapo Complex. Full color, they charge you 250. Ombre nails, they charge 300 rand. Refill, 150. Gel overlay, it's 150. Pedicure, it's 150. And if you want a photo shoot, you can go to the studio. They are based in Mafakamele Complex. For kids, they charge 20 rand, and for adults, they charge 25 rand. So then we left with less than 20 minutes. You talk too much. I understand.
Dude, we should have done this show about a 3-hour show. I looked at this, I was like, this guy thinks an hour is enough. Let's see. Whereas there's not even music here, so we can go on the whole day, if you ask me.
But you also organize events. First time I saw you, it was TMF. That was the first time I knew Tolani. And I asked around, who's this guy? Because doing whatever that you, I think you know that I'm also an MC. You inspire me in some of the things that I do as an MC. So you also organize events. I was with a guy, Mr. Bush Bagridge. I think you know Mr. Bush Bagridge, aka Gaddafi, Abednego Tsako from Bush. Okay. He said that, are you going to interview that guy who brings celebrities to Bush now? I said, yes, that's the guy. How did that come about, and how do you work around that? Because I know calling up people like your Major League, calling people like your Benny Maingan, your Penny Livian, yes, she's our own, but she's of high profile. How do you do that, and how do you manage all those kind of things?
So the kind of job that I do, it exposes me to a lot of high profile people.
So it's simple.
So, like I said, when you are aligned with your destiny, there's only so much that you can't achieve, or you can't get to do. When I got into radio, I got exposed to a whole lot of high profile people, including business people, celebrities, and sports stars. It would have been ignorant of me not to capitalize on the power that connection presents. I remember when I started doing events, it was low key, and they were not to the magnitude of festival level. My first event was a metric dance after party in the year 2007, for instance. And then from there, I started gaining confidence to introduce a celebrity element to it. I remember in the year 2009, we tried to host a beach party in Ekonhoek. Unfortunately, it failed. Because there was not enough resources around the project. There were not enough funds to bring it to life. We had a wish list of big names, but we got disappointed and only managed to book Stunkero. I can't remember what the other artist was. Fast forward to 2011, myself and my other cousin, she stays in Tulamash.
Yeah.
And a guy by the name of Edmond Sambo, who is my friend.
Okay.
We were part of we had started a magazine called Campus Life Unrestricted. Okay. It was a student lifestyle magazine that we had founded and distributed around the campus South Africa.
From my microphone, I think Varingaku voice away answer. So
okay, yeah. So Campus Life Unrestricted was a student lifestyle magazine that I sungulili to distribute around the country at the university, Technikon, at the TVET colleges. Yeah. So because we wanted that to be accompanied by an event and activation element in the campuses. That's how Tulamash Music Festival came about.
Okay.
So what we thought was a trial project that was a big event at Tulamash because we wanted that model to rotate at the campus across the country.
Okay.
Became a big brand for Bushbuck Ridge and Tulamash Music Festival
came
about.
Yeah.
So logo yendla TMF I practice the campus activation.
Okay.
So but because the soil was fertile,
yeah,
it became a household brand for the locals and something that we did for a few seasons.
Yeah.
Until Deca break.
Yeah.
So it didn't come about as a plan who like they started to celebrate.
Yeah.
You know, it came about as a trial session. Yaku at the event nationally at the campus scene at the university. So as luck and destiny would have it, that came about.
Mina logo urlentirwen, mina Paul ne.
Yeah.
Yaku minika bang said that option.
4 options.
It's 4 options.
Which one Johnny? You are on air around the same time.
And kumbe 3. Eya kumbe na. Swingatsuka swiendlekile. Ya ndikunika li 13 TMF kutawumela niyo itaendeka kumbe ingeyendleki.
Okay. So you know what the beauty about
you want to elaborate and you don't give us just you have to elaborate.
I don't want to give people the half answers.
Okay.
Or now when this ends and then
yeah.
According to my understanding, it could change because there's a lot of things that keep changing. You go understand, like, all of us are different individuals.
Yeah,
we've got our different careers that we pursue. So because like I said, the model existed as a spin-off. Okay. Something which was a bigger picture. So I don't want to say it's not priority.
Yeah,
because there's bigger pressing priorities for the individuals concerned. It might happen, it might not happen. It might happen this year, it might happen next year, it might not happen this year, it might not happen next year, it might not happen until 5 years.
Okay.
You know? But it's not to say that that is shut down or that is no longer going to happen. Look, like I said, the plans going forward are big.
Yeah.
We want to create industries within the borders that Bushbuck Ridge. So anything can happen.
Let me
bigger and powerful things can still happen.
Let me advocate for people of Bushbuck Ridge. Everywhere we go, they are asking us when it's TMF going to happen, because I agree we are also in the media space. So you guys, can you please go and sit down? And also we need the lifestyle. There are those who ask me about the lifestyle here. They want it back again.
No,
anyway,
talk to the government. They decided to kill my business right outside the house because you know, and because it was an outdoor business, and then the dust was messing with the food, and the people didn't want to be exposed to the dust, and but I'm glad that the
is okay now.
But we are back within COVID times.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to remodel the business concept to see how best we can bring it back. And like I said, the beauty about passion businesses is that you don't rush them. Uyimela nkari low convenient and unga right to execute it. Because I think we can lifestyle right now. Meanwhile, there's COVID.
Yeah.
Is that going to have the same experience? Not necessarily.
We have 8 minutes left, Tolan.
We can add until 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tolan, and I also urge you to do this. We have Boitis Laundry. They are based at Manapo Complex. Please take your clothes there tomorrow. Full laundry.
No charge, no.
Full laundry, they charge 150. Half laundry, they charge 100 rand. Children clothes, they charge 150. Blankets, they charge 60 rand. Ironing, full for old people, they charge 100 rand, and half for children, they charge 80 rand. Ironing for children, I repeat, it's 80 rand. You can get them at Manapo Complex. Tolan, as someone who is in the media space and as someone who is, let me just give you this title today as a business person. What can you say to someone? I'm giving you 3 minutes. We're only left with 7 minutes to finish. What can you say to someone about whatsoever someone want to pursue? It's in business, it's in whatsoever space. Because you know there is that someone now watching this doesn't know if I wanna host like a big event like you do. Let someone wanna be an engineer out to that company, but they don't know how to go or move forward with whatever that they are doing.
Shoot your shot, line up your ducks, don't give up. There's no harm in trying. Try and fail as much as you can. Get up and try and fail as much as you can. Experience is the best teacher. Agna leshi munu, like no one can take your experience away from you.
Okay.
You know, no one can take away your experience from you. No amount of brown nosing can take away your experience from you. What I know for sure is what I know for sure because I went through that. That's my personal experience. I lived through that. That has shaped me into becoming the kind of person that I'm becoming. Making the kind of decisions that I make, making the kind of mistakes that I make, and rectifying them as best as I can because of my experience. So your experience will forever be your guiding light. Your experience, you know your wrongs, you know your rights, you know where you went bad, you know how good you can be when you want to be good. So don't be scared to make mistakes. Don't be scared to try things because you think you're going to fail. Failure is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher.
Beautiful. I think you've spoken mouthful on that one. Checking my time, only left with 5 minutes.
Okay.
We are facing 2 pandemics in and around the world.
All right.
It's COVID-19 and yes, it's gender-based violence.
Corrections, it's not gender-based violence.
Yeah.
It's COVID-19 and men.
Okay. Yeah. Take us through that. What's your response to both pandemics?
You see, COVID-19 to me is something that we're all experiencing for the first time. So we're going to try as best as we can to try to stay alive, keep the distance, put on the masks as and when we can, when we're in public spaces. So there's a lot of information that we need to get as individuals. We must take it upon ourselves to make sure that we follow the guidelines, get as much information as we possibly can, so that we stay alive. It's a staying alive game this time around. So it's upon ourselves to make sure that we come out of it alive and healthy. With the men issue.
It's not gender, but it's men's issue.
With the men's problem.
Okay.
I don't want to say a lot around that, mainly because it's pointless for us to have a conversation right now. And then the way Umala, I'm gonna be back to my fucky ways. I'm still gonna treat women like shit. I'm still gonna use derogatory names towards women. I still objectify women as things that only exist for men's pleasure and entertainment. You know, so I just think as it's a conversation that needs to be had continuously. You and I together can't win this. So because it's Heritage Month now.
Yeah.
Are we challenging our traditional norms to check how tradition oppresses women? Are we having these conversations with government, particularly the SAPS, to say, are they doing enough in terms of the protection of the victims? Are we challenging the justice system enough to say, are they giving the right sentences to the perpetrators? You know, do they understand it to be a pandemic as you and I understand it to be? You know, because you and I can understand it to be a pandemic, but what am I teaching my younger brother? Am I teaching my younger brother to look at women as people that are equal to him, or people that only exist to serve his needs? You know, so 5 minutes is not enough time for us to talk about this, because there's a lot of underlying issues that need to be unlearned. There's a lot of conversations that need to be had. There's a lot of accountability that needs to be there's a lot of accountability that men need to be taken accountable for. You know, what do you tell your friend? Look, when I'm going away, I like Snacks remarks about Barasati. What do you say to them? What's your contribution to that? Except for sounding politically correct to say, what's your take on gender-based violence? Are you holding people accountable? Are you calling people out for their trashy behavior? Are you, you know? So there's a lot that needs to happen, and it's so unfortunate that this is the last part of our conversation. We only have 5 minutes to
and you only left with 30 seconds.
So with that 30 seconds, thank you for inviting me. It's been an honor to have this. I wish we could go on for long. There's a lot that can still happen. In the meantime, log on to www.kenwood.co.za. That's where you're gonna buy this. We've got an online shop. T-shirts are $250, hoodies are $550, tracksuits are $900 with just a sweater, and with a hoodie they're $1,000. We've got masks that we sell for 75 rand. Listen to me. Come on, Monday to Friday, 5 to 9.
Thank you, Dylan. I knew that you're gonna steal my shot. I'm not gonna give you time to do whatsoever that you were wishing to do.
And follow me on Twitter at Olanwale Kenuk, same on Instagram and on Facebook.
I was gonna give you a platform to give us your last words. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's Olanwale Kenuk. As much as he mentioned everything about him. Hashtag 60 minutes with the hashtag equality direct, hashtag kunamehe, that's why kunanzika. Next week.
And that's why I'm talking.
Next week, I'm on their spotlight, so they're gonna be interviewing me, getting to know DD, ladies and gentlemen.
You want me to come and interview you?
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. It's a good evening. Do not forget to put a hashtag on it. Do not forget to follow us on all the social media platforms, on Instagram at matebula.dumisani, YouTube DD Matebula, Twitter Matebula DD, and Facebook it's DD Matebula. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, good night. Thank you, Kolani.